Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Hari in MECA Global Toastmasters Club. We have many of our members and our coach, Will Lukang, who have joined us for this session. So we'll just start with a quick introduction and then we'll get into the agenda of the speech. Tasveer, would you like to introduce yourself? Just a quick 30 seconds, 1 minute introduction.
Yes, sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Tasveer Ahmed Khan. I am VPE in this club, going to be almost a year in the next 2 months. I'm based in Toronto, Canada. I work as a CFO for a company in Dubai. I'm basically doing my job mostly work from home, but then occasionally I do travel to Dubai. We would love to. I mean, this club has been a little inactive. Some of our members have been a little bit inactive, but including myself. So I'm coming back again, and looking forward to working with you. All of them.
Thank you. Welcome, Tasveer. Will?
Hello, everyone. My name is Will Lukang. I've been with Toastmasters for almost 5 years. I'm the area director for Area 74 the past 2 years. I'm the past president for UBS NJ Toastmaster and VPE. I live in northern New Jersey. Looking forward to working with everyone.
Thank you, Will. Danish?
Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Danish Qureshi. I started with the Toastmasters a couple of months back, and professionally, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm based out of the UK. I've been working in Pakistan and Saudi previously. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Danish. Welcome. Solomon?
Everyone, this is Solomon. I've actually been with Toastmasters for some time now, just that I've not been consistent in my attendance of meetings. But this is due to me relocating from South Africa to Nigeria on a new role. I hope to be committed going forward so that I can learn from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. Welcome, welcome. Victor? You're on mute, Victor.
Yeah, my name is Victor Laninyo. I'm based in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm a consultant. So I've been with Toastmasters for close to a year now.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much. Welcome. Julie? Can you introduce yourself, please? You're on mute. If not, Omar, you're on mute. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. This is Omar. I'm based in Cambridge, UK. I also have a finance chartered background, but currently I'm a director of strategic analytics for a data security company. And I've been with the Toastmasters group, I believe, for 2 or 3 months now.
Fantastic. Thank you, Omar. Welcome. Welcome to the club. Glad to have you. So with that, we will start off today's session. Let me introduce our role players of the day. I'll be your Toastmaster for the day, anchoring the meeting. Joining me is the timer of the day, Tasveer. Tasveer will be showing timer cards during our prepared speeches as well as in table topics. Tasveer will be showing a green color background for the speakers when they reach 5 minutes and a yellow background at 5 minutes 30 seconds and a red 6 minutes and a red background at 7th minute. And the speaker is expected to wrap up the speech right after the 7th minute red card is shown. Similarly, in table topics, which are 2-minute speeches, green card will be shown at the end of 1 minute, yellow will be shown at the end of 1 minute 30 seconds, and red will be shown at the end of 2 minutes. The speaker is expected to complete his or her speech at the end of 2 minutes as soon as they see the red card. Thank you, Tasveer. And our arm counter of the day is going to be Solomon. Solomon, would you like to express what you are going to do in the role?
Okay, so basically for us to be able to be good in terms of our presentations, normally we should be able to minimize the or filler words that we use in our communication. So I'm just trying to see where we have such instances, put it down so that you can improve going forward, basically.
Thank you, Solomon. Thanks for volunteering for the role today. Our next role player is Grammarian of the Day by Victor Lanian. Victor?
Yeah, basically, I'll check the construction of the sentences for today to make sure they are appropriate.
Thank you very much. Along with us, we have our club sponsor, club coach, Will Lukang. Will, thanks for joining us today. Will be playing the role of table topic master and general evaluator. Will, would you be introducing what you are going to do in the role?
As a table topic master, I'll be providing key topics, and I'll be giving members 2 minutes to do a speech. At a minute, the timer will show a green card. At minute and a half will be a yellow card, and then at 2 minutes it's a red card. And the objective for the table topic is really to allow you to think on your feet and come up with an idea that you could present.
Thank you very much, Will. With that, we'll be moving on to our prepared speeches segment. In this segment, there are going to be 2 speakers. Speaker number 1 is going to be Danish Qureshi. He is going to do his second project in level 1 as part of his leadership development pathway. Leadership development pathway, level 1, project 2, research and presenting. So he is going to talk on a topic, and then he will be getting his feedback in the next couple of meetings. In one of the meetings, he'll be playing a role as an evaluator. Then he is going to come back and do one more presentation, incorporating his evaluation as well as his experience as an evaluator, and apply that in his follow-up speech. So with that, I would like to welcome Danish Qureshi to our stage. Danish, welcome.
Thank you. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
So in today's talk, I'll be touching base on a few of the leadership attributes, which I believe are key to be a successful leader. I'll start with the famous quote, one of the famous quote, I would say, of Bill Gates, that as we look ahead into the next century, into the future, leaders will be those who empowers others. I echo with this quote of Bill Gates in a sense that this is a need of the time in today's world. And as compared to the prior period, or as compared to, let's say, a century back, this is more important as with the age of technology, the age of advancement, we, as a person, everyone is quite equipped with quite knowledge, I would say, and also they have the tools in order to do their jobs, and they feel that if they are empowered, they can do the task, they can do their role in a more better way. So the leaders need to empower their followers in order for them to do the task in a more better way. This will also help in order to innovate, bringing their innovative or bringing their creativity, in order to also to challenge the status quo, in order to challenge the legacy practices going on, and this may help in achieving the task a bit in a more better way. With that, I'll move to the other attribute, which is being a good listener. So here I'll quote the Richard Branson from the Virgin Group, the way he said, being a good listener is absolutely critical to be a good leader. You have to listen to the people who are in the front line. So like just sitting in an executive boardroom and high-rise building and making some decision based on the data points coming from the AI. So definitely those are important, but at the same time, for true leaders, for the good leader, to go at the ground reality, to understand what the people are actually experiencing is also important to come up with a good decision. For example, if we take example of a sales organization or a manufacturing organization, so the salesperson at the ground, they are a bit more aware in terms of why the shares are declining, why the market is not responding, why their competitors are a bit more progressing as compared to their shares in the market. Of course, from the data points, we can see the data, but the real root cause would only come when we go and talk to people who are at the front line. And that is applicable for each and every industry. So the frontline people, getting a feedback from them help in order to devise a better strategy along with the data points what we have. And this also gives a sense of belongingness to the people, that they are being listened. It's not that they are just talking to their managers and probably their voice is not being taken to the next level. So when the leader is directly talking to them, this also gives them a sense of belongingness and probably creates a bit more loyalty. With that, I'll move to the last attribute, which I believe is one of the important as well. This is not a quote, actually. It's more of my reflection, I would say, with the time what I have gained in my professional career with the different leaders I have been working since I do not believe at the moment I am at the leadership stage, but I'm probably somewhere near it. Is rewarding the employee in the right way. And when it comes to rewarding, it's not like only a financial reward. It's a combination. And combination, it's like rewarding in terms of providing them the feedback, rewarding in terms of coaching them, rewarding in terms of understanding what are their needs as such. So these are important in a sense that it again creates a loyalty within the employee or within the followers of a leader, and then at the same time it gives them a sense of belongingness again. This is also important in terms of retaining a good talent. So for example, if just we leave a talent or because of some bureaucratic process within the HR, let's say, a person feels he's not being paid fairly and he just leaves the job, and then the HR, let's say, hire a new person, he comes into the new job, he spends 6 months learning the ways of working in a company, and then again maybe he leaves. So what will happen overall is actually a more, I would say, ineffective way of managing the talent itself. So if the leader have that quality or have that standing that he can stand out, that no, he knows the employees is asking the right thing and he can reward them fairly, then probably it will again create a loyalty and prove him to be a good leader. With that, I'll conclude my today's topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Danish, for a wonderful speech. We learned a lot of great leadership attributes. We had learned 3 leadership attributes. Leaders should empower people, leaders should listen to people, and leaders should reward people in the right way. What a great way to start off today's meeting, and congratulations on your accomplishment of delivering your second speech in the club. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
With that, we will move on to our second speaker, who is going to be me, and I'll be delivering a speech in Motivational Strategies Pathway, Level 2, Project 1. The Pathway project is about understanding the communication style, and the objective is to understand the different styles out there and evaluate and assess what is my style and how I can work with people with different styles. So that's the objective of the project. And the title of the speech is going to be Steve Jobs versus me. What can I master? Steve Jobs versus me. What can I master? Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak on understanding the communication style. I have a few points for you. This is part of my motivational strategies. Level 2, Project 1. Understanding a communication style is a very good researching project. Why? Because by doing a research on what are the different communication styles available, who have exhibited that communication style, we can learn a lot. And that's exactly how I went about doing the speech. What did I learn? I wanted to take a challenge, a self-challenge, and say, what was Steve Jobs' communication style and what is my style and what can I master or learn from Steve Jobs? This way, My intent was to learn from Steve Jobs his different communication style and what aspects I can incorporate in my personal and professional life. As I researched, I found an interesting compare and contrast between Elon Musk and Steve Jobs in terms of communication skills. All of our communication skills are measured in terms of the type of response that we give to someone else. Is it spontaneous or is it very methodical, thoughtful speech? The way we speak, is it instinctive or is it very confusing or we have a clear voice? Body language, is someone just shrugging off their shoulder and looking kind of very demotivated, but still they're talking, but what they talk doesn't match with their body language. That doesn't carry a great vibe and that doesn't communicate effectively with the audience compared to someone else who's very energetic and they use their hand gestures, they connect with the audience using their eyes. Those are effective use of body language when someone communicates with others. Also, a very important thing is the purpose of speech. When we are talking on a certain point, what is the main point? So in my speech, the main point is going to be understand the communication styles. That's the main point. How do I go about it? I follow rule of 3. Number 1, how the communication skills is measured. What are the different communication style and what style is mine and when and how do I exhibit that. So that's how we go about it, and that's where in terms of communication skill the purpose of the speech is emphasized. Drive, does the speaker have good energy? Does he have the vocal variety to emphasize certain points? So these are the different aspects is measured for someone who's delivering a speech. In terms of Elon versus Steve, Elon is seen as more spontaneous versus a more thoughtful, deliberate for Steve. In terms of speech, Elon's speech is very fast and indistinctive compared to a clear voice with a clear background speech that most of us are familiar with Steve Jobs' presentations. Body language. Steve Jobs uses his body language very effectively. He uses the stage, he moves around, and he doesn't stick to one place while addressing his entire speech, compared to sitting in a chair or something where it's a very limited body language that Elon exhibits. In terms of purpose, Elon tries to show his knowledge more, whereas Steve Jobs tries to make the audience understand what he is trying to convey. Either it is technical or it's non-technical. How can he effectively communicate in audience language and drive the passion, the humor, that the human connectivity that the speaker comes up with? Steve Jobs is seen as more focused compared to Elon, who jumps from topic to topic and has a variety of ideas to talk in a very short amount of time. So these are the communication skills that are being measured for everyone, and this was the contrast between Elon and Steve. Okay, then what are the communication style? There are 4 communication styles. Some people exhibit passive, some people exhibit aggressive or dominant, some people have a combination of passive and aggressive, some people are very assertive. Going a little bit deeper into it, there is a famous methodology called DISC, D-I-S-C. D stands for dominant, I stands for influencing, S stands for steadiness, and C stands for conscientiousness. Dominant exhibiting behavior people, they are more direct. They are drivers, they are very competitive, they are the dominant person in the meeting room. Compared to a steadiness person who is more accommodating everyone's input in the meeting, harmonizes, so it's kind of opposite of the dominant behavior. Influencer kind of encourages everyone to come up with their points, is very enthusiastic himself or herself and very expressive. And compared to someone who's conscientiousness, who are more detail oriented, task oriented, analytical, and they go very methodically. these are not black and white. There can be people who exhibit between these four different corners, and they can be balancing between any of these four dimensions. Which one is better? Obviously, there is no single answer. Well, it depends, from the famous quote of Socrates. It all depends on the circumstances. It all depends on the context, what we are trying to deliver to our audience, and when to use which type of communication style. Having an awareness of the communication styles, having our own understanding of our communication style will help how to connect with the audience effectively and convey our messages effectively. My dominant communication style is the steadiness, accommodating and harmonizing, and being stable with everyone. That alone cannot make me succeed. So I kind of take variation of the other behaviors also according to the context and according to the environment that I generally deliver my speech. So I hope with this you understood the communication skills is being measured by response, speech, body language, purpose, and drive. And there are four communication styles, which is exhibited by dominant, influencing, steadiness, and conscientiousness. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. With that, we complete our two speeches for the segment. Now we'll be moving to table topic segment, and I would welcome, and let's give a big round of applause to welcome Will Lukang to the stage to lead us in the session. Will, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. May I have the first volunteer for the day?
I can go for it.
Harry. 1 to 6, pick a number.
6.
6. Poorly explain what you do for a living. Poorly explain to all of us, what do you do for a living?
Thank you, Will, for a wonderful question. To put it in a Twitter style, I work in a bank in an IT department, developing software that helps our clients succeed in their work. That's what I do for my living. In the bank that I'm working on, which is UBS Financial Services, it's a major bank with investment banking, global wealth management, and asset management. And the divisions work hand in hand with each other in order to provide clients a successful investment decisions and investment strategies. And there are a lot of softwares that are being used in the bank in order to deliver this end-to-end service to the client. And I work in finance technology department, which helps in providing the annual reporting for our stakeholders, our regulatory bodies, and to our clients. So that's what I do for my living. Back to you, Will.
Thank you, Harry. Great job.
Thank you.
Can I have another volunteer?
Yes, I'll go for it.
Hi,
Solomon.
Solomon.
Hi.
Pick a number 1 to 5.
3.
3. You won the first gold medal for your country, and now you're asked to give a speech.
Oh. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity. I'm most excited and elated to actually win this gold for my country. This is something I've been working on for so long a time. I've actually done a lot of sleepless nights just to prepare myself to achieve this feat. So I'm very happy, and I know that this is just the beginning and more things are yet to come. Thank you.
Excellent speech, Solomon. Great job. Any other volunteer? Omar?
I can take a shot.
Hey, Larry.
So,
1 to 4, 5. 1, 2, or 4 or 5? What do you choose? 1, 2, or 4 or 5?
5.
5. A person that feels appreciated would always do more than expected. A person that feels appreciated would always do more than expected.
Thank you, Will. Appreciation is part of what drives the average human being in several cultures of the world, particularly from the stage of childhood. When you appreciate a child, either with sweet or something, the child is motivated to do more. This is also applicable in the work environment. Employees that are motivated and appreciated tend to deliver better results than others that are not motivated and appreciated. So in conclusion, I will say appreciation is a way of motivating human beings.
Good job, Larry. One more volunteer. We have time for, I think we have time for 2 more.
I'll go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your name, by the way? I apologize.
Sorry, Ojeleye.
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 Yes.
Okay, Ojeleye. Option is 1, 2, or 4.
Option 4.
Option 4.
Yeah.
Give me a word that starts with A.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, no, not yet. First of all, I need you to give me a word that starts with A. Give me a word that starts with A first.
A word that starts with A is ants. Ants starts with
Ant.
A.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now, can you give me another word that starts with F?
Another word that starts with F is fork.
F. Can you use
Fork.
ant and fork in a speech?
Yeah, I will try. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Ant is an animal that is a very small animal, and is an animal that feeds on things. And one of those things that it feeds on are dead animals. They are dead animals, and dead animals are animals that are dead, and so some of it can be cooked to a food which we can use fork to eat. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent interpretation, Olele. Great job. One last volunteer. I want one last volunteer.
I will have a go, Luke.
Omer.
Will, sorry.
Option 1 or 2?
Just give me one.
1. Success is like a carrot. You cannot judge it by its leaves. You'll never know how big it is until it's ready to be harvested. Success is like a carrot. You cannot judge it by its leaves. You'll never know how big it is until it's ready to be harvested.
That's an interesting statement there. I think we all see a lot of successful people, and we presume they've had an easy ride. And I think that's never the case, because every person has their own journey, and we don't see the effort that they have put in and the circumstances they have gone through to achieve their success. And so I think it's important to recognize everybody goes through hard work, and if you see that carrot, just understand that's gone through a cycle of being nurtured and having the right conditions to grow as well. Yeah.
Excellent interpretation. Great job, Omer.
Thank you.
I think I have one last one. I think we have time for one last one, right, Harry? I'll go for one last. Taswir, Danish? Okay. Last one.
Yes.
We saved the best for last, right? All the water in the world cannot sink a ship unless it gets inside. All the water in the world cannot sink a ship unless it gets inside.
Okay, I go for it. That's a very amazing statement that all the water in the world cannot sink a ship unless it gets inside the ship. The fact is that it's like this statement applies to us. Okay, if we protect our mind, okay, if we protect ourselves from negative criticism, from all the barriers which might come up in our journey towards our success. Doesn't matter if somebody's criticizing us, if somebody's telling us it's the hard way, it's something which somebody never achieved. I don't have those skills. I'm not capable enough. And anything which is negative, which can put me down, if I don't let all this criticism come inside me, okay, I will never sink. So as long as the ship, like with my mind, is in good shape, there are no leakages, I don't let water inside, I don't let this criticism come inside me, I will always sail and I will have a successful journey in sailing. And I think it's an amazing statement to learn. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Excellent interpretation, Taswir. I think that's absolutely true. It's like in life, we're only a failure if we accept that we failed, right? I think failure is part of the mistake is part of the process. Failure is part of success. We only say we're truly a failure if we acknowledge that we're truly a failure and we give up. Excellent interpretation. Really appreciate all of you for jumping in and actually doing the table topic. It's really one way of improving our ability to improve our impromptu speech, right? Which is very relevant at work and anywhere we go. Thank you very much, everyone. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you to our table topic master Will. Thank you for a wonderful impromptu session. You made us really think very instantly and come up with our own ideas. Now, I'm going to throw a challenge back to you and practice your impromptu skills now. So I'm going to, are you ready for a 2-minute challenge? Will?
Yep.
Cool. What is your most favorite leadership quality? What is your most favorite leadership quality, Will?
Very good question. I would say humility. A true leader is someone who is humble, in a way selfless, not because they don't care about themselves, but because they care about others. They care about serving other people. And as a leader quality that's a leader that's actually humble, tend to focus on other people, the development of their people, and the growth of their people. Spending time with their people enable them to achieve the potential that they're actually capable of. And the one thing about a leader that's also humble, they know that they need to take care of themselves. It's like a saying that says you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't help others if you're not ready, if you're not prepared. So a humble leader often think about how do they nourish themselves, how do they feed themselves from a mental, physical perspective. This way they'll be ready for their people. So I think humility is the best, quality of a leader. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Will, for giving the insight, and thanks for taking up the challenge. Really appreciate that. So with that, we conclude our table topic section. We will move on to our evaluation segment. First, we will invite our tag team timer of the day to report his timer report. Tasveer?
Yes. Okay. So we had two speeches, and there we had table topics. First, I will give timing for the prepared speeches. Danish completed his speech in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Hari completed his speech in 7 minutes and 15 seconds. In the table topics, Hari completed his speech in 1 minute and 13 seconds. Will completed his speech in 1 minute and 18 seconds, and Tashwar completed his speech in 1 minute and 38 seconds. Victor completed his speech in 39 seconds, Ojile in 42 seconds, and Umar in 50 seconds.
Thank you, Tasvir. And thanks for diligently reporting the timing we all took. And I think Solomon, Victor, and Omar, you have an opportunity whenever you are given a 2-minute time, your minimum time should be at least to see the green light, so which is 1 minute. So you don't want to finish anything less than 1 minute, because if you go to a contest, anything less than 1 minute will be disqualified. Same way, like anything more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds will be disqualified. So you want to make use of the most of the minutes given to you. And if your idea is done and you want to think of something else, take an example from your life or example from someone's experience that you worked with or talked with, and bring that and then complete that 2-minute space. So that way will be a useful learning opportunity for everyone. Thank you. Our next counter is Solomon Kabute. Solomon, can you give your report, please? You're on mute.
Okay, so for counter, starting with Danish, who gave his speech, I think that I was really impressed of whatever you gave in terms of speech, looking at what is the leaders are those who empower others, and it is very true. What probably we might have to look at is the filler words that you have. I think I noticed 8 in your speech. So probably my advice is maybe if you want to go and watch the video afterwards and just have a view as to areas where you could be better. Yeah, and I think that is it when it comes to Danish. With Hari, it was quite difficult to fish out something. I picked up 4, but just that I need to be very, very careful to pick this up. I could see that you really improved, and compared to previous times. So I think what is helping in terms of your case, Hari, is the fact that you sometimes hold on. You don't. You pause. Shortly, to avoid you using filler words, and I think it's something that we could all learn from. Yeah, so I picked up 4 for you, and that is it. When it comes to the table topics, so myself, I picked out about 3 for myself. Table topics. Lanian, I picked 2, and that's why I picked 3. And for the rest, I think Hari and Will, I couldn't hear anything in terms of filler words. And Ojele and Ometu were also good. So basically, that is the report I have on Conta. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thanks for a diligent report, Solomon. Once again, thank you very much for jumping also in a very short notice and taking up the role. I commend your leadership for that. So thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you.
Next we will get our grammarian of the day, Victor Lanian. Victor?
Okay, thank you, Hari. For the grammarian aspects, for Danish, basically is the word belonging and belongingness. And for Hari, it's, I think you're perfect, 100%. Then for Ojele, I think apart from the local donation, I think it's okay. Then for Will too is also excellent, and also the other speakers. So thank you, everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you again for carefully monitoring our speech and getting examples of where we might have gone wrong. Thank you for doing that. And once again, thank you for stepping up in a very short notice. And I commend your leadership on that. So thank you very much, Victor. So now we will go to our first evaluation for Danish. I was the evaluator for Danish. So Danish, let me start my evaluation for you. Number one, this is your second project in level 1, and you volunteered yourself because Busola kind of backed off yesterday, and you volunteered yourself at a very short notice to fill in the speech and to ensure that the club has a successful meeting. So that's a great leadership quality that you have, to step in and to be responsible for as a member. So wonderful quality. Thank you very much for that. Second, in terms of your leadership attributes, I can see that you quickly put together the slides, and your slides was very effective. You did not clutter your slides with much of text and words. It had very simple quote to emphasize each attribute. And that's a great way to put a slide together. In your leadership attribute, either in that front page, you could have listed those 3 bullets: empowering people, listening to people, and rewarding people. Or that could be a title page. In your next page, where you're giving a quote for each of the quality, you can put that empowering people or empower people in a title on the slide. So the title kind of works together with the visual, and people who are seeing kind of get that keyword. So that's a visual part of it, but you had 3 simple slides, and the rule of 3 is always great. You did not go more than 3, and that's a very good skill to have. So wonderful on that. You had example to bring up with the manufacturing company declining share, and why someone should go to the people and ask for the real root cause rather than relying on data points. So you had a good example to emphasize the point on listening to people, which is great. You brought a story there that is excellent, and you sequentially went with your empowering, listening to, and rewarding, and you wrapped it up very nicely. The areas in a constructive feedback, the areas you could probably improve in your next speech is, when you are starting your speech, you could say that I'm going to talk about 3 attributes that I more passionate for and want to see in a leader: empower people, listen to people, and reward people in a right way. And then you could jump into the detailed summary speech. And you can also say, when you are starting with empowering others, you can say number 1, empower; number 2, listening to; number 3, rewarding people. So sometimes people are online, sometimes they are dialed in by phone. So if you were to do a speech in your town hall meeting or something, and there are listeners listening from audio, they don't know in which point you are, where is the speech going. They can't see the navigation. But when you kind of number it, they know that you're coming in each sequence and you're emphasizing it. And so that is kind of the detail aspect that you're going to get in your future speeches. So this is your second speech, your level 1. For a level 1 second speech, you did an awesome job. So once again, congratulations on completing your second speech. Keep moving forward, and I'm looking forward for your next speech in the coming weeks.
Thanks a lot, Harry. Thanks a lot for the detailed feedback. It's so quite helpful for me. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure. Thank you. I would like to welcome our next evaluator for my speech, Will Lucan. Will?
Thank you, Toastmaster. Regarding your speech, Harry, as always, your speech is well prepared. I really like your use of good presentation material, and the visual aid is really impactful in terms of being able to show the transition. I also like the way you capture the essence of highly skilled communicator, where you talk about the response, the speech, the body language, the purpose, and the drive. I like your use of camera. You turn on the camera, your hand gesture are really good. And the one thing that's really important too is being able to impart new knowledge, right? I think a lot of us doing the pathways, if we do the communication style, we sort of know that topic already. We know the different communication style, but you did add in the this aspect of it, where it's not commonly used on any of the other speech. Being that I've been on Toastmaster for almost 5 years, I rarely see people bringing new material into it. So that's really an excellent way of helping people grow around the community. What I think you could improve on, I think you started with you versus Steve Jobs. And then halfway through it, it become Elon Musk versus Steve Jobs, right? So I kind of lost the story that you versus Steve Jobs, and I thought you're gonna go to the communication skills and say if Steve Jobs is purposeful, what is Harry, right? And because you went to Elon Musk, so I kind of got confused, right? I think it would be nice if you said you and Steve Jobs talk about the competency, you and Steve Jobs, and then concluded with, are you better than Steve Jobs or Steve Jobs better than you, right? I think the material was really great. It says transition, so I like it. Like you could see the progression, but then it went from Harry Steve Jobs to Elon to Steve Jobs. And then if you kind of close it with compared to Steve Jobs, here where I excel, and here where Steve Jobs excelled, because who knows, you might have been better than Steve Jobs, right? I think that's the only, I think modification that I would request you to do if you ever do deliver this material again. But as always, you provide good material, well-prepared speech, and I know you probably did it last minute too. I think because we didn't have a lot of speaker, just like Danish, great job in stepping up. Those are the type of moments that we demonstrate our leadership capability. When things are about to fall, things are about not to happen, and we refuse to make it, to let it be. Those are the moments that you shine. So great job, Harry, for a great speech. Great job, Danish, for a great speech too. Hats off to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
everyone for stepping in.
Yeah, it was a detailed feedback, and definitely I will look forward to applying that feedback in my next speech. With that, Will, as a coach for this club, as a general evaluator for today's meeting, would you like to say a few words and answer a couple of questions from our team?
Yep, thank you, Toastmaster. I think overall we started on time. In fact, a couple of members joined way ahead of time. I think Taswir and I were early and we're having conversation. It's a good job in actually doing that. Secondly, I really think that this club is members are eager. I think when we came in and some of the roles were not assigned, like Solomon was okay to actually pick up a role, and Victor did the same thing, right? I think Omer did the same thing. So I think that type of selflessness, being willing to jump in last minute, it's greatly appreciated. We have two great speech. Danish speech was really amazing about leadership, and then Harry about communication. I think to think that we have a last minute speech, right, within the last 24 hours to come up with the type of quality and the depth of material, hats off to both of you for stepping in and showing your leadership ability. The table topic, really appreciate almost everyone jumping in and doing the table topic. That's one way of improving our ability to do impromptu speech. In my opinion, prepared speech, I love to do them. Those take time, but I think I challenge myself in doing table topic. The impromptu speech I felt have benefited me in my career because of the different situation and instance where you meet people and you should be able, and you'll be given that opportunity, or maybe not, but they ask you one question, you'll be able to be on your feet and answer back. So I think next time you have that opportunity, jump in with both feet. Whether, mistake and failure is part of growth and development. If we're not making the attempt to take on those challenges, we don't know how capable or good we are. I think the only one feedback I have is I hope we could better prepare for the next session where we have appropriate speaker assigned on time and rolled assigned on time. So perhaps one opportunity to improve on that is ask member to volunteer before we end the session, right? Before we end the session, who wants to be an counter, who wants to be, a general evaluator, things like that. Perhaps that could help us. But right now, there's only 8 of us.
Which is beautiful. I think you nailed the point there. So our next speech is on February 17th, right? February 19th is the next Saturday, I believe, 2 weeks from now. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, it's February 19th, Saturday. So for Feb 19th, if we don't have any contest, we could conduct a club contest, or we could conduct a club meeting. If there are more participants, we can do a club contest, or we can have one of you represent our club, or we can do a club meeting. So if we were to do a club meeting and have a speech, does anyone wants to volunteer for a speech, or do you want to participate in the club contest? The floor is open.
Can I comment?
Sure, please.
I think we should have a club contest, right? I think we should do even if you don't want to do the speech and you're not ready for it, evaluation. Evaluation is something that a couple of you have done multiple times in the past year. Evaluation, you can learn how to do better evaluation. I would say we should do a contest and at least do the evaluation part of it. You only need one speaker, right? And then you need however number evaluator. We should not give up that opportunity and don't compete, right? Internally as a club, we get to improve ourselves by participating competition. So I would recommend, if any one of you want to step up and participate in evaluation contest. If you don't want to do the speech, at least do evaluation contest.
Well, I would like to volunteer for speech for next meeting.
Okay.
For the contest or for the meeting? Contest will be great.
Well, whatever. Team is a speech, yeah.
Okay, we'll take your speech as a contest speech. How about
Okay.
that?
Okay.
Right.
So is this speech different?
It's an international speech. International speech can be on any theme, like any leadership theme, any inspiring theme. So it could be your own story, it could be someone else's story. As long as you can inspire the audience, that's all that matters.
Right.
It's a 5 to 7 minutes.
Weird. We got a contestant.
So
who wants to?
Yeah.
So who wants to participate in the evaluation contest? We got a contestant already. Do I get five volunteer?
I think there's one important point, right, with the experience of what Will and I have as area directors and division directors and district officers. We know that not many clubs send their members. So there have been area contests where there is only one club representing that entire area, and that person automatically becomes a winner, and he or she goes to the division level. So all you need is to have that courage to represent. And guess what? You may go to an area level, you may become an area level winner, and you may be a division winner too. You never know. But just participate. You never know how far you may go. So on the evaluation, does anyone wants to volunteer? Victor, Solomon, give it a try.
Okay, I can volunteer for evaluation.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor.
So
who else?
Who else?
So the evaluation just would be the same way. Like I'm not familiar with what we meant by contest versus to the meeting. So meeting was this format what we had today, and versus the contest, like
it's
what
the
exactly
same.
the scope.
It's the same. It's
Okay.
the same. For example, Taswir is giving his speech. All of you would capture that you'll be listening to his speech, and then you'll be given an opportunity to do the evaluation on his speech.
I can be a volunteer.
There you go, Danish.
Okay, so we have two contestants.
Victor, we have two. There you go.
Great.
Great job, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that idea forward. Well, appreciate that. And so next one is a contest meeting. Then I would still like a timer count. We don't need a counter or grammarian. We just need a timer. Who would like to be a timer on 19th? Will, if you are available, sorry, who is that? Vajilia?
I would like to be a timer, but I don't know how to do it.
Beautiful. I will send you the cards and I will separately talk with you on what to do.
Okay.
Okay, I'll prepare you before the contest.
Okay. Okay.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Sure. And Will, would you like to be a chief judge for our contest?
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Will. Being a coach, being a club sponsor, we would appreciate you being a judge for our contest. So we'll have you as a chief judge, and I'll try to find a couple of more judges. I think we can get the judges from our own clubs if it's a club contest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need a
Or
three judges, right?
we could get from UBS Toastmaster.
Correct. And you need three
Rakesh.
judges, right?
Yeah, Rakesh. Yep, Rakesh, Ruchika, and Ed Kati.
Okay.
I'll reach
Fantastic.
out to them.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have judges, we have chief judge, and we have timer, and I'll be the contest chair. So we have everything all set. Great. So thank you once again, Will, and thank you everyone for taking your time on a Saturday. For some people, it's morning. For some people, it's afternoon and late afternoon. But thank you for your commitment, and thank you for stepping up, taking up the role. You kind of give us the motivation and encouragement for officers like me, Tasveer, and Will, that the time that we are investing in is helping out with each other. I do also want to, before I close the meeting, I want to say that Yasser expressed this interest that because he doesn't have much time, he wants someone else to step in as a VP of membership. And I know, Victor, you have been consistently participating in our meetings. I want to offer that opportunity if you would be willing to be a VP of membership for our club.
I'll need and get back by next meeting.
Fantastic. Sure.
Thank you.
And currently, Victor is playing a delegate, a treasurer delegate for me. Solomon or Danish or Omar or Rajali, if one of you are interested to be a treasurer, I can guide you to be a treasurer of our club, and that way you can become an officer in the club. So that way you can increase your visibility, networking opportunity with everyone else in the club. So if one of you want to be a treasurer, please let me know. Okay, I would like to, you can chat me offline by tomorrow. Just let me know so that we can finalize that. And because there is a officer training that is happening this month, and all of us should attend that officer training at least once. So that's why I need any one of you to commit to the role that you want to commit. So that way we can get the officer training also completed. That will get a credit for our club as a distinguished club. So thank you very much. With that, have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you soon. We'll contest on 19th. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Have a good
everyone.
weekend, everyone.
Thank you,
Take
Harry.
care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.